hope to do is talk through some of the origins and describe what unschooling is, and then take you through some practical steps that you could use to implement unschooling in your home. And
my name is Julie Herman. I will be doing a presentation today looking back 2 decades on my homeschooling journey with my 3 older kids.
What are the rules? What are the legal requirements? What are the regulations? So you can see here it's color-coded.
You know what? Don't forget how this feels. Don't forget how this feels in the beginning, so that
I hold a multiple subjects teaching credential as well as a master's in teacher education. I'm currently pursuing a doctorate in educational leadership and management.
My name is Myra Kaiser. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 boys, and I'm currently finishing up my master's in marriage and family therapy.
I think I said, don't become a bad mother in your efforts to become a good teacher. So it's very likely that that can happen, right? So we need to be very smart about this. When it comes to discipline, your spouse and you being on the same page is also very important.
Therapist. So my background is in speech therapy and early years child development. And today's session is going to be on how we can support language and communication in the early years.
And they're filled with classics, so-called classics, that have stood the test of time. And overall, it seems like a quality education, and it seems like it's going to, send your children on the right track. But then here's what happens. When we read, we empathize with the point of view character, the protagonist, usually the main character, and we experience the story as if it is happening to us. There's brain science to back this up. So what happens when we read through the eyes of a white character who is looking at brown, black, and indigenous people as other, or as less than themselves? We empathize with that point of view, and we begin to associate those negative perceptions and values with those people. Even if a white character is liberal for his or her time, their more subtle racist beliefs still make their way onto the page and into the story. And the social structure of then and of now.
On this session on how to create an organized lifestyle to facilitate your homeschooling.
I'm going to be taking you through some hacks for meal prepping and planning, and helping you learn how to do both of those and save time in the process.
My name is Myra. I am going to be talking about neuroscience and child development today.
Well, experts tend to disagree exactly which parts go where and how important each part is. There is one skill that is agreed upon as being critical to leadership, and that is decision making. Because when people aren't sure what to do or disagree on what to do, they look to the leader to decide.
We're going to be looking at this from the Waldorf perspective, and more specifically from the spiritual science that was developed by Rudolf Steiner. Now, there is a lot of Rudolf Steiner's teachings that do not in any way complement our Islamic teachings and upbringing, but there are some things that are separate from spirituality and from religion that are in the sciences themselves that I think are of value for us to explore and understand.
Because we seek the phone because it releases dopamine, right? Like we look at things, we distract ourselves with different things, and even if it's good stuff, but all it does is it's just a distraction. It's just something that's going to make you feel like, oh, I got a momentary high, and then you might go and follow those things. You might take one activity from the 10 different posts that you saw, and you might do it, but then it doesn't really give you that deeper sense of satisfaction. Whereas with a plan, even if it's a very open-ended plan, let's say your plan literally says that 2 hours of playtime, and you go and check that off on your checklist every day. Each time you check it off, boom, there you release some dopamine. Like you get this high, and this is the kind of high you want.
I've been home educating for about a little over 10 years now, alhamdulillah. And I've got 4 kids underfoot now, mashallah. I've got a
Today we'll briefly discuss bilingualism. We'll discuss what bilingualism is, the benefits and difficulties of trying to establish the use of multiple languages in the home.
So in this video, I'm going to cover number line, and then I will cover math facts.
Talking to you all today about habit training and chores and how to balance home life and homeschool.
interest-led learning is motivated learning, and you want to preserve those inner drivers. They are in the driver's seat of life when they are learning for their own sake. It is valuable, it's precious. Don't try to keep it going if they are out of it. Don't force it, like just don't power over them.